All right, welcome. Today, we're diving into the science of waking up right. We're going to figure out how to master your morning so you can finally unlock that consistent daily alertness we're all after.
You know the feeling, right? It's so frustrating. You get your solid 8 hours of sleep, you do everything you're supposed to do, but you still wake up feeling like you're in a total fog. Well, you're definitely not alone. And it turns out the answer is, well, it's a little more complex, but also way more in our control than you might think.
So, to really get to the bottom of this, we're going to lean on this amazing study from UC Berkeley. They checked hundreds of people, 833 to be exact, and they monitored everything: their sleep, their activity, their diet, all to figure out what really truly predicts if you're going to wake up sharp or just sluggish. Okay, so first things first, let's give that groggy, foggy feeling a proper name. Because it's not just, oh, I'm not a morning person.
No, this is a real, well-documented scientific thing.
It's called sleep inertia. And what is that? Well, it's basically that period right after you wake up where you feel groggy and your brain just isn't firing on all cylinders. It's like your brain is literally struggling to shift gears from sleep mode into full-on wakefulness. So the big question is, where does this sleep inertia actually come from? Are some of us just, hardwired to wake up in a fog? Is it in our DNA? Or is this something we can actually do something about? And here we go. This is the first huge surprise that came out of the study. The secret to your morning alertness, it's not in your genes. A lot of us blame our genetics for morning struggles, but it turns out they play a way smaller role than we've all been led to believe. So get this, your genetics only account for about 25% of the difference in how alert you feel in the morning. 25%. That means the other 75% is all down to other factors, things that are not genetic, which means things we can change. And that is fantastic news because it means you have way, way more control over this than you probably thought. Okay, so if it's not all in our genes, then what are these levers we can actually pull? The first set of clues, it turns out, is all about what you did the day and the night before. Now listen up, because the details here are super important. The study found that it's not about hitting some magic number, like exactly 8 hours. It's about sleeping longer than what's typical for you, and waking up a little later than your usual time, so it's personalized. You pair that with getting more physical activity the day before and making sure you're not tossing and turning all night, and bam, you've got a seriously powerful recipe for a better morning. But wait, what you do the day before, that's really only half the story. It turns out that what you eat first thing in the morning, wow, it has a dramatic and almost immediate impact on how alert you feel. Now, this next part might go against a lot of the diet trends you hear about, but the data from the study was crystal clear. A breakfast that was high in complex carbs was actually associated with higher alertness. But a high-protein breakfast, that was linked to lower alertness. But hold on, because not all carbs are created equal. And you can see it right here on this chart. The complex carb meal, that gave people a nice little boost. But look at the pure sugar breakfast. In the study, they used a liquid glucose drink. It caused a massive crash in alertness. I mean, it was the worst possible outcome of all the meals they tested, by far. And the researchers just spelled it out for us perfectly. That whole idea of a sugar rush giving you a boost in the morning, it's a total myth. The reality is a sugar crash that just absolutely tanks your ability to think clearly. So the big takeaway here is simple. Go for complex carbs, not simple sugars. Okay, so we've covered how to set yourself up for a great morning the night before. But what if you're already in the fog? What if you need to change your state, like right now? Well, that's where something as simple as your breath comes in. It's an incredible tool. So our first technique is designed to basically jolt your system awake. It's this ancient cleansing exercise that creates a really powerful stomach vacuum effect. Sounds intense, but it works. So here's how you do it. You're basically doing a fake inhale while your nose and mouth are closed. It sounds a little weird, I know, but this creates a vacuum in your abdomen that wakes up your core and just energizes your entire body. Seriously, just doing this a few times can make a huge difference. All right, next up. For those moments when you really need sharp focus, maybe you've got a big presentation or some super demanding task ahead of you, you can try this next technique. It's really powerful. So this is basically a version of the Wim Hof method. Those 30 big, powerful breaths, they're flooding your body with oxygen, and that generates this incredible wave of energy and mental clarity. Repeating the whole cycle just twice can completely reset your focus. It's amazing.
And finally, let's look at the complete opposite end of the spectrum. What if you're feeling anxious or you just need to wind down before bed, which we now know is super important for the next morning, right? Well, there's a simple breathing tool for that too. This one is called conscious breathing, and it's as simple as it sounds. The simple act of making your inhale and your exhale the same length is just incredibly calming for your nervous system. It's perfect for dialing down anxiety or getting yourself ready for meditation.
So really, you should think of it like this. Your morning alertness isn't some game of chance. It's an equation, and it's one you can actually solve. You've got the levers: preparing the night before, fueling yourself correctly in the morning, and then actively managing your energy in the moment with your breath.
So this all comes down to the power you now realize you have. Knowing that a whopping 75% of your morning alertness is totally within your control. The only real question left is, what's the first lever you're going to pull tomorrow?